Oh my God, you can't make this shit up. It's really amazing. So, I have a channel about survival and preparedness, as you probably know. One of the aspects about survival and preparedness is admitting that eventually, in some cases, at some point, the only viable solution is not being there anymore, right? This is something that I strongly believe in. This is something I've lived. This is something I've talked about with other experts in survival and preparedness. People like our friend Selko, right? Who I had some very nice conversations back in the day. I should reconnect with him because great guy. But when talking about these things, we were like, well, at the end of the day, the best things when shit hits the fan, the best thing is not even being there anymore. That means that having the option of traveling elsewhere should always be within your plans. If not, you're not really very serious or going deep into preparedness and survival if you don't have the option of when everything goes to hell, when whatever happened affects your entire country, even the entire region in some cases. Well, that's the trump card. And talking about trump cards, these are some of the trump cards right here, the passports. And as our beloved, may he rest in peace, hero Paul Harrell used to say, don't do this at home, I'm a professional. Don't do this at home. I'm a professional when it comes to these things. I actually advise people. I not only write about these things, by the way, if you want to learn more about all this stuff, surviving the economic collapse based on my experience in Argentina, street survival skills, a bunch of practical information regarding preparedness and survival, and bugging out and relocating, very relevant to the topic in this video. So this is what I do. I also advise people personally in terms of what's the best in both my English and my Spanish channel. People that want to relocate, people that want to be expats. Having a one-on-one conversation is always the best way to go about this. And I think it's worth the time and it's worth the money. And in some cases, people listen to what you say and they end up doing something else. I talked about this before. For example, this gentleman that decided to go to Mexico when I specifically told him not to, and a couple months later, he almost got killed in an armed robbery. These are the things that happen. And I'm not, you advise someone to not do something, then they do it. But I also understand that if you really had to scratch that itch, I'm no one to tell you how you should live your life. I'm just giving you advice objectively based on the information that I have and subjectively based on what I see from you. That's why the one-on-one consulting thing, I think it's worth for people really considering doing this sort of stuff, okay? And then you have this. You have a channel. It's called Nomad Capitalist. It has over 1 million subscribers. Super successful. Now, my warning here is just because someone is successful at what they do does not mean they're any good at it. Do you know what I'm talking? I mean, there's people that have been. Do you think Adam Sandler is a fantastic actor? Well, what is like Uncut Gems? Was it? He's fucking awful. Let's be real. He's really, but and I'm just giving you one example. There's a bunch of people that cannot act. There's a bunch of people that cannot sing, and still they just make it. And especially when it's about selling. If I'm just good at selling cars, it does not mean that you'll end up with a wonderful car. It just means that I'll end up with a wonderful dealership myself. You probably may end up getting stuck with a shitty car, right? If I'm McDonald's, it doesn't mean that I make the best burgers. I'm the biggest business selling burgers in the planet, yet I can do a better burger than McDonald's. Probably so can you. You see where I'm going at? Just because you're doing well on a business side does not mean that the information you provide is good. So this is really something that is hard to believe. So this guy, Nomad Capitalist, he's advising on the next passports he's going to get. So he's going to get a passport from Cambodia. He's going to get a passport from Egypt. And he plans to get a passport from Portugal. The only passport worth a damn of this list. I think he already had like 5 different passports. This is from 4 months ago. Now, if you ask me personally, my advice would be the following. Get a good passport. Oh, but insane fucking bullshit country, I can buy a passport for $15,000. Okay. I can get this all right. Now, what is it that I advise all along? What is that I advise in every one of these books? What I advised you decades ago. What I advise you even now. Look at if you have any possibility of Italian citizenship, Spanish citizenship, British citizenship, Irish citizenship, that's actually pretty solid. These are the places that if you can, not only is it pretty much free, instead of buying shitty passports, right? Those are solid passports. Now, not if you want to be Jason Bourne International Man of Mystery with a bunch of passports. In that case, you end up with 5 different passports, and you plan to add 3 more of one, which is only 1 passport worth a damn. So, as a professional, again, don't do this at home. I'm a professional, all right? And if you try to do this at home and you end up buying, because you have the money, you have enough wealth to buy a bunch of passports, you may end up making a big mistake. So this was 4 months ago. This is from a month ago. He got denied entry into the United States. And in case you haven't figured it out, this man was born in the United States. How is it that you end up getting denied entry to your own damn country, the country in which you were fucking born? Well, when you're the international man of mystery, one of the wise moves you do is you give up your American citizenship. I know what you're thinking. You'll hold your horses. I'm not judging. I never judge anyone, especially on this sort of stuff, because I've lived through this. I've done this. I'm not an idiot. I didn't. Dude, my t-shirt has 3 stars. You know what that means? If you know, you know. Fuck no, never giving up my Argentine citizenship. That's something I value. That's my identity. That's a very important part of who I am. And you can have, I'm an Italian American. I have a very strong link to Italy. Okay, does that make you any less American? Yes, it does. You should. I don't think so. I think you can be a very American guy. I think you can be a damn American hero and have an Italian citizenship through your mom or your dad. It doesn't change how much love you have for even both of your countries. But let's go into this. So you give up your American citizenship mostly because of tax reasons. And this is, again, it is Nomad capitalist. So the capitalist part is obviously, he really leans heavily on the tax thing. Now, personally, I'm a capitalist as well. I'm so much of a capitalist that I think it's one of the most valuable tools to have freedom. Freedom being the key aspect. Money, at least for me, money is not something I put in an altar. It's just a tool so as to have that freedom. I'm maybe even more on the libertarian thing than it's just about money. If for you, capitalism is just about accumulating money and being Scrooge motherfucking duck, so this guy resigns his American citizenship, but that's okay because he has 5 other citizenships, and he's planning on getting 4 more. But obviously, it's not about the quantity, it's about the quality. So obviously, the passports he has were really not all that good because he hadn't got one of those passports. The Portugal one he plans on getting would be the only one that would have allowed him to go into the United States without a visa. In case you're not familiar with this, if you want to visit the United States, you need a visa. You need a visa so as to be allowed in. It's only with a few exceptions that the United States allows you to go in without a visa. Most European countries, if you have an EU passport, you can go into the United States without a visa. They consider that it's compatible enough, safe enough. They consider that Europe is serious enough about their population. You can go in if you have a European passport. Interesting enough, soon Argentina will no longer require a visa. Yes, I will be able to travel to the United States with my Argentine passport because Donald Trump considers Argentina that is so much doing MAGA in Make Argentina Great Again that, yeah, you're Argentine, welcome in. Go buy shit in Disney and whatnot. You're good. You're solid. That's awesome. Good passports have value. Shitty passports get you in trouble. And that's obviously something this guy did not understand. If you look at some of the things I've done here before in the channel, I told you there's passports that are better than others. United Arab Emirates, it allows you, this is the kind of thing it allows you. Visa-free travel, right? Visa required, right? And these are the most powerful passports in the world. So you have United Arab, Spain, Singapore, France, Germany, Belgium. If you notice, a lot of these are from this part of the world, from Europe. European passports are pretty good. Portugal would have allowed him to fly into the United States unrestricted. But because he made this decision of giving up his American citizenship and having a bunch of shitty passports that none of them allows you to fly in, what he had to do was go to the American embassy and ask for a visa. That's not a comfortable position. You have to do it. A lot of people do, and they get the visa to go into the United States. But once you go to the American embassy to ask for a visa, you have to bring every single passport you have. That's very important because they want to check where you've been. Okay, Mr. Nomad capitalist, where have you been in recent years? Oh, I stayed in Iran for a couple years. I also stayed a little bit in Yemen, wonderful place. Visited Afghanistan for some little bit of training over there. Okay, yeah, you're denied. So the more shitty passports you have, what are you doing? I mean, these guys are not idiots. The people working in the American embassies, they're not stupid. They understand that if you have, I have double nationality because of my mom, because of my dad. My grandpa was Italian, so you have Italian citizens. Oh yes, Mr. Mario from Nintendo, welcome. Okay, makes sense. Now you're fucking the jackal from that Bruce Willis movie that you have 8 different passports. You may think you're Jason Bourne. You're not fucking Jason Bourne. You're suspicious, and because of your suspicious ass, you're not going back into the United States. I don't care that you were once American. So be very careful with who you trust and the kind of information you take for granted. It may end up landing you in a world of trouble, right? See you next time.